Hey guys, Mel here from Zen Publicity, and I'm here situated outside of Cockala to welcome you to the next episode of Raid. We chat to Sydneysiders, Sleepmakeswaves, locals Max Savage and Oslo, and we play some music from Sitara and Riot Runners.
I'm Alex, I play bass.
I'm Otto, I play guitar.
I'm Kid, I play guitar.
I'm Tim, I play drums.
And we're Sleepmakeswaves.
We sort of started about 5 or 6 years ago, and we just started playing this instrumental music and started out in Sydney, did our own tours, DIY style, and sort of just been doing that. And the past couple of years we've had the opportunity to go overseas, tour really hard in Australia, and I suppose here we are, and about 2 years into touring off our latest album, so I want to make a new one pretty soon.
We kind of always had a love for like really epic instrumental stuff from bands like Explosions in the Sky and Sigur Rós. And when Alex and I first started the band, we knew that we wanted to kind of do that, but maybe have our own unique, somewhat maybe Australian feel to it, and just see if we can do it our own way. And I think it kind of stemmed from that.
I suppose really the stuff that influences heaps at the moment is the idea of being a really good touring band and kind of looking through history and bands today that are working really well and sticking to their guns and making great music in all styles regardless of what the sound is. And I think to us that's the biggest inspiration, the idea of being able to do our own thing and do it well and make our own community and our own vibe around that. And when we were starting out, we didn't really fit into any predefined kind of category. We did a lot of interesting stuff because people didn't know where to put us. You know, like we played shows back in like 2007 and 8 with brutal death metal bands and like left a lot of people scratching their head. And like it's hard starting out in that kind of situation where you have to build your own scene and get your own vibe going. But when we see that in other bands that sort of have a unique sound that doesn't fit anywhere particularly, but can cross over a whole bunch of different scenes, I think that's appealing to us, and those are the kind of bands that we like to play with, and we like to support them and have them support us. You know?
I think for us it's like a thing around keeping developing as a band, you know, writing stuff that sees us sort of moving ahead and not being stuck in the same sort of thing, and adding influences that we've encountered along the way, whether that be bands that we've met along the road, whether that be influences in our lives and the changes that touring has made to our lives, things like that. I think as people, this band has developed us a lot, and we'd like to see those kind of changes and that kind of evolution reflected in the music that we write. Like
more live as well.
Yeah.
I think that the live vibe for us is where we feel the most magic happens, and people have come up to us and said, like, you sound good on record, but I just saw you live. Shit, that was something. And I think we want to try and capture that special thing that happens between the four of us on stage and get as much of that on the record as we possibly can. So that's kind of like the background idea of making new stuff. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Everything that I write, and I think I speak for the others as well, is like a combination of all the influences that we have, and like as musicians we're all unique, like any musician is, because no musician has listened to exactly the same things or is feeling exactly the same things. So I suppose it's kind of like whatever we're writing is going to be by definition, I think, unique. I mean, I don't want to be sounding arrogant, but I think that there's like an element of that.
And it's also, you don't want to be like so pretentious that you have to try and be the most original band of all the time, you know, like we're not fucking Radiohead. We, you know, Kid A's already been made, you know, like we can only be the best version of ourselves. Like it's interesting because when I started getting into music, I was always really excited about watching bands that would like sweat a bucket on stage and just like really, really go hard. And that's always been the baseline for being a good band. And I think when you're like us, coming out of like the punk and metal scene, you either like walk the walk or you don't. You have to be good. There's no fakery. And it's never been difficult for us to play hard and to play energetic and get that vibe. And so it's awesome that people have reacted really well to that. I suppose it's just a thing that happens. We've never had to try particularly hard to do it. I think we're just very lucky that we can get that going between the four of us, and it's pretty special.
We've been spending a few months just working on some new stuff because 2012 was a pretty big year for us. We were in America, Europe, and did Australia like 3 times, so we didn't get a huge amount of time to write new stuff. So we got some time to do that this year, and it's been good to actually get on the road with some new material and some old material that we've never played before. That was really energizing for us. And yeah, I think after 5 months or so off the road, we're really itching to get back into our comfort zone, which seems to be touring.
We were planning on getting off this tour and starting to write again. We've got some more big touring coming up later in this year, so we're actually going to sort of be staying on the road, which is great because we love doing that. And then after that's done, probably towards the end of the year, around Christmas or so, we'll actually have to really hunker down and start smashing out the remainder of the record in terms of writing it, because we really want to get something out a full length next year. That's pretty much it. It's been too long, and we can't just.
This is getting untenable.
Yeah, can't just keep playing these same songs
Not really.
over and over again.
I kind of wanted to have a real depth of content before I started actually promoting anything, because the last thing I wanted to do was, it's really easy to be impatient and get really excited about sort of the 2 songs that you've written and then publish it, and then you just kind of hit a wall because you realise there's so much more work to do. So I wanted to get all of that groundwork done, get sort of a lot of material written and rehearsed and everything before even sort of thinking about promoting it. So this is when we start playing live and everything. We've just got this sort of really flexible and complete sort of set of music to sort of show people instantly.
G'day, I'm Max Savage. I'm in a band called the Sitara, and I play country and blues and folk and rock and just about everything else in between. I grew up listening to the blues because that was what my dad always had around: Albert King, Muddy Waters, Chuck Berry, B.B. King, and that was what was playing in our living room when I was a kid. And then I also grew up being barefoot and a rat bag at Adelaide, so kind of got to see a little bit of everything from everywhere. And then when I was a teenager, I lived in South America, so I kind of had a really different musical sort of education over there, a lot more of a rhythmic storytelling kind of musical education. I play with my brother, and we've always fought and played music and written songs and been scallywags together since, forever. But I was living in the Northern Territory up in Alice Springs and writing lots of songs there, and he was down in Adelaide in a band called the Transatlantics and another band called the Shaolin Afronauts, kind of doing more kind of soul and Afrobeat based production. And we got together one weekend with some tape machines and some pretty killer musicians and had a really good time, and from then on we just decided to keep on doing it. Yeah, I think a lot of my work comes from history, and it's not from reading textbooks, but from the places that I go to. I tend to spend a lot of hours on the road. I stop in a lot of small towns, and every country town, every street, every square, every old building has some kind of story behind it that is often quite sad or quite profound or quite funny. That's why I think the history of places is really important for me. And we've always been big fans of analog sound and tape machines and all that kind of stuff. So we always spent time in the studio, and there was always a plan that we were going to put together a full-length album. And like all these things, time and money and jobs and tours and family got in the way. And it stretched out longer and longer, and finally we had a tour beginning of last year down to a festival in Tasmania, and we just decided almost on the spur of the moment to bring Tom Barnes, who's an incredible engineer, and a whole bunch of amazing recording gear that was lent to us by Mick Wordley from Mixmasters, really generously lent to us. And we went down and we spent a week just kind of helping out on a farm in northwest Tasmania in a beautiful remote little community called Larina, and we set up in their town hall this beautiful old wooden church. There's amazing hardwood surfaces and just a beautiful sound, and we just camped there in sleeping bags and swags, and yeah, we just kind of gradually crafted a record. It was a much more organic process than any sort of studio experience we've ever done, but yeah, we just sat down and we made a record and we put it together in the midst of, I don't know, chopping down trees and helping milk cows and all that kind of stuff. G'day, I'm Max Savage from Max Savage and the False Idols, and you're watching Raid.
Hey, I'm Rachel from Rachel Kearns and the Valkyries. I live in a share house with two of the other Valkyries, Annie and Dusty. We have guinea pigs. We love guinea pigs. I used to be a competitive horse rider. That's pretty rock and roll. I'm actually loving a lot of Aussie music. Recently, Dusty's other band played with Gay Paris, so I've been listening to a lot of them. They're awesome. Obviously, Kingswood and Abby May. I've been listening to Abby's new album a lot and thrashing out Kingswood's current EP. Always Joni Mitchell. I love Joni. Always listening to her. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Cream are two other current favourites on the iPod at the moment. Angels of Gung-Ho, Surviving Sharks, The Sweet Decline, a couple bands we recently played with. 1757. Oh, there are heaps. There are countless bands, but there are a few.
Thanks again for watching. Keep an eye out for the next episode because we'll be hanging out in Melbourne. We'll be having a chat with Anthony from Pluto and catching up with a few friends while we're there. Leaving you now with a clip as promised from sisters Erin and Tess Fowler, otherwise known as Sitara, with their clip In the Water. Enjoy.
I walk solemn with my head held down and my feet wrapped all in chains, tears and sand between my toes, while the winds held back the rains. Kneeling in the breakwater, I pull out a heart-shaped box. The waves wave it goodbye, and as it sinks, the clasp unlocks. Oh, I paid my price to the ocean. Oh, I heard my spirit sigh. Oh, I had on my end of the bargain. Oh, and my new life surges inside. I drown my heart in the water. I surrendered my soul to the sea, and that ribbon of blood that I bore her, the ocean will eat till it's had its fill of me. I didn't know dancers with the devil were always head on the beach. I didn't know that to follow your dreams was more than a figure of speech. My chest bears plates of reinforced steel. I keep viciousness in my verse, so you can never have the pleasure of my heart in your hands. Oh, I gave my heart to the water. Oh, so that my love would behave. Oh, to place it in safekeeping. Oh, under surges of its watery grave. Oh, it was a sore transaction. Oh, but now I'm protected from love. My eyes, they bled with tears they shed, but they don't run red. Oh, I paid my price to the ocean. I heard my spirit sigh. Oh, I held on my end of the bargain. Oh, and my new life surges inside. Oh, I gave my heart to the water. Oh, so that my love would behave. Oh, it was a sore transaction. Oh,
really cool to see the room full and some familiar faces from Adelaide. It's really cool to see some people coming back out to see us.
Some shirts from like tours like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, some really old Sleepmakeswaves shirts, which is really cool.
Adelaide's a pretty new place for us, like relatively speaking. We've only been coming here for like a couple of years, and we really like coming back to the Cranker, particularly. Like, it's just got an awesome, unpretentious, low-key kind of vibe, and yeah, it's just always been a good night. And I've been introducing the guys to my like passion for black cans, and that's always it's always a plus when you come to Adelaide.
Oh, we always have a good time with Auxiliary and Canada. We've played with those guys many times. Cool dudes.
Excellent bands, really cool.
Oh, and Steering by Stars, we've been mates with those guys. Massive fan.
And I saw Sincerely Boozley when they were supporting Trailer Dead a couple of months ago, and it was an amazing show. And when I found out they were on the lineup for both nights, I was really excited and definitely didn't disappoint. So yeah, like we're kind of just beginning to get acquainted with the scene, and I suppose the beers as well.
Yes.
But